Hello and welcome back to the Celebrity Almanac. I want to introduce you to my friend from The Wizard of Oz, the Scarecrow. And he's going to help me with this video. It's going to be a movie review of The Wizard of Oz. Now, I know that The Wizard of Oz has been around since 1939. And unfortunately, when it came out, it was up against another movie, Gone with the Wind. And Gone with the Wind that year won most of the Oscars. But the irony of the two movies at the same time is that The Wizard of Oz became a classic, and every generation has watched it. Now, I have to tell you that The Wizard of Oz is my favorite movie. I've seen it over 50 times. I haven't counted, but I have it saved. And whenever I'm feeling down and I need a little pick-me-up, I watch The Wizard of Oz. And I want to tell you a little bit about it. Even though it was made in 1939 and it's been around for a long, long time, I'm hoping the review I give you will provide you with some information and some trivia that you may not have known about. So let's talk about the cast. The cast of The Wizard of Oz, of course, was Judy Garland as Dorothy. And they almost cut out her song Over the Rainbow. But they kept it in, and it's a good thing they did, because that became a signature song for her. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful song. And it's been covered many times by other artists. But nonetheless, Judy Garland was Dorothy. Now, I want to spend a little time on Frank Morgan. Frank Morgan was the Wizard of Oz. He was Professor Marvel, and he had several other casting situations in the Wizard of Oz. He was the doorman that you saw cry profusely to let Dorothy and her friends in to see the wizard. When they arrived in the Emerald City, he was the driver of the carriage, the horse-drawn carriage. And an interesting, wonderful thing that took place is he talked about, well, that's a horse of a different color, which we've heard many, many times as an adage. And when he was driving them, the horse actually turned colors, about 4 or 5 different colors. And he was the wizard's guard, protecting the Wizard of Oz, but it was actually Frank Morgan. So he played 5 characters. And this movie was in 1939, and believe it or not, 10 years later in 1949, Frank Morgan died. So that's some of the trivia on him. He played 5 characters in that movie. Now I want to talk about the Scarecrow. Ray Bolger was the Scarecrow. And on the farm that Dorothy lived, where Dorothy and her aunt and uncle lived, his name was Hunk. So he played 2 parts. He played Hunk at the ranch or at the farm, and he played the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz when the tornado took her house over the rainbow into Oz. Jack Haley Jr. Was Hickory at the farm, and he was the Tin Man in the movie. Now, what you probably don't know is that the original Tin Man was Buddy Epson. And you know, Buddy Epson was famous on the Beverly Hillbillies TV television show. He was in a number of Westerns in the 50s and early 60s. But the metallic makeup that they had at the time, and they put on the Tin Man, almost killed Buddy Epson. He was in the hospital for over a month, and it was near death for him. So they had to replace him, and that's when Jack Haley got the call. And they changed the makeup. So Jack Haley didn't have the same problem that Buddy Ebsen had that almost killed him. Now, Bert Lahr was Zeke on the farmhand, and he was the Cowardly Lion in the movie. And I just love the scene where they're going to go into the castle of the Wicked Witch, and they're going to rescue Dorothy. And he's trying to the Cowardly Lion's trying to sum up his courage. And he says, yeah, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to tear him apart limb by limb. I'm going to rescue Dorothy. And he says to his two buddies, and there's only one thing I want you to do. Talk me out of it. That always brings a smile to my face. And I certainly understood his dilemma, but he went in anyway, but he was hoping he could get talked out of it. A little bit about the lion. The Cowardly Lion's outfit was actually lion pelts. You wouldn't be able to do that today, but back in 1939, they were actually lion pelts. And the costume weighed over 90 pounds. And eventually, under the hot lights of the filming of the movie, his outfit really began to smell bad. So he persevered and he got through that. The other thing that you should know is Margaret Hamilton. She played the Wicked Witch. And she was also Mrs. Gulch, the unfriendly kind of a witch back where Dorothy's farm was located. And Toto got in trouble because he went through her garden as they came home from school or some other place. And Mrs. Gulch came over and she had a warrant from the sheriff, and she took Toto. And then when Toto escaped and came back, as you know, the tornado started to whirl and twirl, and eventually they were all in the storm cellar, and they couldn't hear Dorothy pounding on the storm cellar. Anyway, so she goes back into the house, and the frame from the window comes off and hits her. And she and Toto take off on their adventure to Oz. You may not know that Toto, his real name was Terry. So that's some trivia right there. I want to talk about Margaret Hamilton again, the Wicked Witch. In one of the scenes where she begins to disappear from the situation and the smoke comes up, well, obviously there's a trap door there. And as she's going down, they turn the fire on too quickly. And she received 2nd and 3rd degree burns. And she was out of the production of the movie for 3 weeks recovering. Fortunately, she recovered. But nonetheless, that was another bit of trivia from the movie. And they had to stop production for that 3 weeks, not knowing it. You know, she was a central figure. So thankfully, she got well and well enough to do it again. And I guess in other scenes where the trap door goes down, they were very, very careful about making sure that the fire wasn't on until she had cleared that area. The other thing I want to mention is that the original book was written by L. Frank Baum. And I have to give this guy a lot of credit. When you look at the characters, the Scarecrow, he didn't have a brain, but he did all the thinking for everybody. And the Cowardly Lion didn't have any courage. And he got courage in the end and helped rescue Dorothy. And the Tin Man had a hollow piece of tin. In other words, he didn't have a heart. And he was the first one to cry whenever anything went wrong. So, Mr. Baum, I give you a tremendous amount of credit. Your creativity and your imagination in bringing to life these characters was wonderful. So that's basically it. I highly recommend, no matter how many times you may have seen The Wizard of Oz, take a look. It'll uplift your spirits, and some of this trivia I've provided you with hopefully will be helpful to you. At the end of this video, I haven't prepared a legacy quote, but in my next video, I will definitely give you one. Thank you for watching. Please like the video and please subscribe. Thank you.